Good morning, friends. Rise and shine. It's time to get up and get moving. And since so many of you are stuck working at home, stuck at your desk, or stuck at your kitchen table all day, I thought we'd get up and do some stretches. Yesterday on this live broadcast, I talked about strength training, which I desperately want you all to do. And if you haven't watched it, you can go back and you can watch it on my Facebook page or on my LinkedIn profile or even on YouTube. But this morning, we're going to stretch. And so while there are rules to strength training where you can only work certain muscle groups every 48 hours, stretching you can do all the time. And so I want you to start by getting up and getting mobile. And here's the deal. Without incentive to get up, get dressed, and get out of the house, too many people are just sitting all day and they're completely immobile, meaning not moving in the way our bodies were designed to move, which is in broad directions. Our bodies are actually designed to do all sorts of twisty, bendy, large motions. And, we get up from the bed and then we go to the kitchen or we go to our little office in the back of the house and it's killing us. I think this is probably the unhealthiest year. Forget the virus. It's our behavior that's causing lack of health, lack of immune system, lack of strength and resiliency and depression and so forth. So let's get up. And stretching, what's so great about stretching is it requires little to no skill. And I know that sounds fantastic to some folks, but it truly requires little to no skill. So while you're in bed, you can actually start stretching. In fact, you probably do. You do the thing and then you make the horrible noise. You're like that. And maybe if you have a partner or a spouse, they're looking at you and thinking, stop making that horrible noise. But that's the stretching noise. And you have to do it. I have come to grips with it. And I think it's perhaps a good thing. Maybe it's stretching out our diaphragm, our lungs as well, and our vocal cords. And I like to make noise. So get up, stand up for your rights. No, that's Bob Marley. So you're just going to grab your hands and bring them up above your head and do that thing, the morning stretch. You know the one. This is the one, I don't know, that you do naturally without a distraction to come up high. And then we're just going to bend over to one side. And that's going to stretch out your low back, your abdominals, your lats, your tricep. I'm feeling in all sorts of fabulous places. Yeah, again, skill-free effort. Get up. I see you sitting down. Giddy up, and we're going to move and come back in center and go the other way. And while you're doing that, I want to tell you that if you have a strap, a band, a rope near you, this is also an awesome addition to your stretches. So we're going to wake up and do just band and rope stretches soon, but I want you to keep that in mind that you can do incredible things with this, and I'm going to teach you how. So back over to one side, and we'll go a few times. It's called dynamic stretching when you stretch and move. Very high tech, right? Very fancy. Good. Now bring those hands out forward and then press. Don't just bring your arms forward. Roll your back. Oy. Again, too many people being far too sedentary, far too immobile. And we have the comment section here. If you want to reach out and say hi, let me know who's watching. That'd be great. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. We're going to come up and behind. And so I don't know if you guys saw, but I have a few fantastic interviews coming up. First, I'm very excited as part of my WASDN speaker series with the University of Florida and their College of Health and Human Performance Department of Sport Management. But I'm just booked an interview with Coach Steve Spurrier, head ball coach for the University of Florida, South Carolina, NFL teams. He used to coach Washington and some lower level NFL teams. He's just an uber coach, and he won a Heisman. Let's not forget that he won a Heisman. I'm like this, so maybe, I don't know. I'm going to work on my pose. I should probably not do that with him. Anywho, super excited to talk about coach. Take the back of your hands, put them on your low back like that. It looks like this. And then bring your elbows forward. Stretch out your shoulders. So yeah, I'm super, super excited to talk to coach. So someone just said, good morning, Fitz. But as you can see, it just says Facebook user. So maybe you could put your name there. That would make me super happy. Elbows forward. All right, so here comes Bobby Biggs. And Bobby was my elementary school friend. And I believe we did some square dancing together, Bobby. If you recall, I recall partnering up for square dancing. Apple Watch questions. You know what? I'm going to pocket that question for another time. Is it accurate and reliable? Well, the generic answer is mostly yes, to an extent. It's probably up to maybe 95% accurate and reliable. I do not have one. I do not normally rely on devices. I just like to move, so I don't have to keep track. But yeah, I believe most people are really happy with their Apple Watch and their technology is top notch. So good question. Anyway, so now take one arm, bring it across your chest, and pull back on the elbow. So yeah, Coach Spurrier's coming, and this is what I love about him. Man, I love so many things about him. Obviously, I love his athletic ability as an athlete, and he's also a great golfer. And then his coaching is beyond compare in many ways. However, what I love is his wit and his sarcasm, and he's got this razor tongue, which I was at the University of Florida when he was our head coach, and I just enjoyed it so much. And he was constantly zinging the other teams and zinging the other coaches, and he wasn't doing it maliciously. It just came out because he has a fun spirit, and he just kept me laughing. I loved it. The other teams would get so cranky and fired up. FSU and Tennessee and Georgia and the others that were our rivals. But man, he's just fun and funny. And there's something really special about that, right? Someone who speaks fearlessly. His intentions were always good. So how do you get in too much trouble when you're a naturally good guy? But especially back then before cancel culture, but he was just awesome. Okay. So back with the hands. Again, move. If you're just tuning in and I see a ton of people just jumped on, we're stretching. Everyone is sitting at a desk all day. You're not even getting in your car to go to your office. And that makes you super immobile. And it's bad for every part of your body. And it's also bad for your mental health. Your body was designed to move. Oh, I got Katie Stefaniak just showed up. Katie has a very active job. She's a custodian at a school. So she's constantly shoveling snow and managing the grounds and moving furniture, I'm sure. I mean, she's very active, which I love. Katie is also a fierce fitness enthusiast. She's always active, which I love. But yeah, good morning, Katie. Okay, so we got our arms. You go do the big arm circle. Remember, stretching is a fairly skillless art. You just move. You just take your joint and you go, where can my shoulder joint move my arm today? And all of this counts. You don't have to be fancy about it. I mean, I don't know if my stretches seem fancy at all, but they're not. You just got to move. And good morning, Anne. And I would love, you know what? I haven't been at the pool in a long time. I need to get there. There's been a few things standing in my way, which is lame. So I will get back to the pool. It's good to see you. Okay, so now we're going to stretch. We're going to go to our lower body a little bit. I want you to use your chair, which I'm imagining is set up right by your computer. So the first thing we're going to do is to face your chair, 1 foot up and drop your chest. And I got my hiking boots on. Look, they're purple and they're fabulous. They are, I think the brand is like a new or something like that. But I start my day almost every day taking my son to school and then walking my dog. We go on these wonderful adventures, Piper and I. And the hiking boots make a big difference in the wet grass. I love stretching. So here's the deal with stretching is that you don't just have to do it once. I mean, definitely wake up. I do it in the shower. So I get up, I stretch in bed, then I get in the shower and I let the hot water pour over me and I just touch my toes and you can visualize it. There's me naked in the shower, touching my toes, reaching over, but it feels damn good. And it's a good way to multitask. But if you're, go ahead and switch legs. If you're at a desk, whether you're at a work environment, you know, an actual business, or you're just stuck at home, and I say stuck because I'm not a fan of the work at home environment, you can take a break every 60 minutes, right? So you just set an alarm in your calendar. So maybe it's at 8:55 and 9:55 and 10:55. You get up and you do 5 minutes of stretching at your desk. And we're going to do this together often. I'm going to keep popping back up in live stream. So you guys figured out that I'm a pest and maybe you should follow along because I see some of you are still not. Get up, join in, And then you'll figure out that you actually feel better because we're doing this. And the more you do this, the better you'll feel. All right, so now we're going to do, it's not really fancy again. I was going to call it fancy, but it's not. So same chair, you're going to face the computer, put your leg on the chair, or you can put it on your desk or a counter or the back of your couch, whatever feels good to you. But we're just going to drop that knee. So the leg that's on the chair, toes pointed forward, and then drop your knee and you stretch out your inner thigh. And this is a fun one too. The lower you go, the better your stretch. So I have the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier, on March 22nd, and we're going to record it or broadcast it live from his restaurant, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, which is amazing. I just had a tour of it the other day, and a lot of people think it's a sports bar. It's not. It's not all the way fine dining, but it's up there. It's upscale, like polished, maybe casual. It doesn't seem very casual, but it's a place you could wear a dress. You could probably show up in some cargo shorts too and not be punched in the face. And on the rooftop, there's Visors, the outdoor patio, which is definitely more of a sports bar, and it's gorgeous. I mean, the whole thing is magnificent. And what I'm really excited about is the bathrooms. I mean, obviously I'm really excited about Coach, but Coach and I are going to go to the bathroom together. And that's something I never thought I'd wish for, but I'm really excited. All right, switch it around, move your chair, other leg. So once again, we're going to put that, I got apparently longer legs. I thought that other leg up, facing the computer. Here I am. And then drop the knee. And make sure you're just putting your foot up on something stable so you don't fall down, because that would be a bad start to your day. So, okay. So we got Coach Spurrier coming. That's March 22nd, 12:30 Eastern time. If you want to go on my LinkedIn page, you can actually RSVP so you get those reminders. But then my other guest, just coming on the 17th, is the guy that ESPN has dubbed the greatest endurance athlete of all time, Mark Allen, who has won 6 Ironman World Championships. Just incredible triathlete, incredible athlete in general. And now he's coaching people. He's taking all of his knowledge and spewing it for others to benefit from. But really good guy, really admired in not only the endurance industry, but sports in general. And here's the deal. I get NFL, like I had Tiki Barber run the Big Sur Marathon. And Tiki was he's an NFL Hall of Famer. But he did the marathon. He said the marathon was far more difficult than any football game he's ever played in. I mean, just going for that amount of time not only requires such physical capabilities, but the mental grit that goes on. And so for Mark to go win 6 Ironman World Championships is just bizarre and incredible. Okay, so now we're going to face away from our chair. Face away, and you're going to put one foot up, and then again, drop down with that other knee. See, I'm standing up straight now. I bend the knee, and I'm lower. And that's stretching out the hip flexor and my quadricep. And so basically everything in your home, everything in your office is some sort of fitness tool. You may not have known that, but it is. And, I always say I'm not creative, right? I'm not very good with a paintbrush or sculpting clay, but I do get pretty creative with fitness. But yeah, everything that you own is some sort of fitness training equipment. You just got to know how to use it, why to use it. This stretch is really important. Tight hip flexors often lead to low back pain. Go ahead and switch legs. And again, drop down. So I've got Mark Allen coming, Steve Spurrier. I have another Olympian. Look, I'm trying to peek through my broadcasting banners. So I have another Olympian coming, and it's a woman who her attempt in Tokyo would make her the oldest American to compete, the oldest American to medal in the Olympics. That's her goal. And she's pretty impressive as well. So I'll reveal her name. I'm just waiting for confirmation on that. But definitely some quality interviews coming up. And here is Kelly. So this is how I meet Kelly. Kelly's husband's in the North Central Florida area. They both live around here. And he listens to me as a guest on the Bob Rose Show, which is conservative talk radio. And we were talking about my book, My Noisy Cancer Comeback. And Kelly reaches out to tell me that her husband bought her my book because Kelly has brain cancer and she's doing really well, I believe. And hopefully the book was of help, but I'm so impressed by her fighting spirit. And, cancer care is no fun, but she's doing the best she can with it, as did I. And I've made a new friend out of it, which I really appreciate. I certainly do. Okay, we're going to come back here. You can get rid of your chair. And now we're just going to shift side to side with our knees. So feet really wide and just bend those knees. And again, if you're just watching, get up. Get up. This is not a spectator sport. Stretching is something you actually have to do to get the benefits of. Funny, I have so many people who have my core training DVD, flip-flop abs, and they go, oh, but I watch it. And I'm like, what good is that? You got to do more than watch. You got to participate. Bobby is no good with a paintbrush either. Bobby, am I allowed to tell them? I just revealed Kelly's challenges. I don't often do that. All right, straight back up and again, over to one side, back mobility. Very, very important. And the more you stretch out the back and the more you come back here, right here, the better your posture will be. So that's another big obstacle about everybody sitting at their dang desk all day is this position. And you go from here with your computer and then you start walking around like that. You walk around the mall, you walk around the restaurant, start looking at the other people in your town, the other people your neighbors. And so many people here. It's a really unsexy posture. This one, it's very unimpressive for someone who's considering hiring you. What they want to see is someone who walks in with their back straight, shoulders back, chin up high, a go-getter with a strong handshake. So yeah, hunching, not so hot. All right, let's see. Bobby, what does Bobby say? Okay. So Bobby is blind, and he has been from the start. And when we were in elementary school together, I got to be Bobby's guide. That was always a real privilege. And he was just a fun friend. He was a normal kid who couldn't see, but we did have some adventures together because, Bobby needed a buddy to get around, and that was nice. I mean, I like to be independent too, but if someone always has like Fitz, here's a friend, that would be nice. That would be nice. So we got to hang out a whole bunch. We were in class together in 3rd and 5th grade, and yeah, I'm so glad we're back in contact again. He was a fun guy then, and apparently he's a fun guy now because he just sent me video of himself skydiving, which, while I'm a total gamer, I don't think I'll ever skydive. That's just a little much. So some basic stretches without equipment this morning. I hope you guys have played along and weren't just watching me be bendy. And if you were, I hope you're a little bit jealous. And I hope that inspires you to get up and be bendy too. And again, it's a skillless task. All you have to do is move. And remember this, that our joints, some of them only go in one direction. And you probably hinge at your knee and at your elbow in that one direction frequently, whether you walk or sit down, stand up. There's all sorts of motion. But these ball and socket joints are made to go in a variety of ways. Your hips, cannot see my hips right now, but they go in a big circle. That means you should be challenging them. You should be putting them through the range of motion because, as you know, an object in motion is easier to stay in motion. And if you allow those joints to become stiff, motion is going to become far more difficult. And immobility, not a good time. In fact, one of the things they say for people with arthritis, when movement is painful, the golden advice for people with arthritis is to move often. And they go, but that hurts. And it's a counterintuitive thing. But the more motion you can get, the better. So being active matters, treating your body with respect, allowing it to do the things that it was designed to do matters. And yeah, you can work this. I'm in my kitchen, so this is my glamorous life, but well, I'm not going to move it because everything will fall apart. But I have countertops, and instead of sitting down, sometimes I just take my laptop and put them on the high top counter and I stand and work. This is got to be part of your, I hate to use the word routine because I don't like routines, but mindset. And you have to intentionally incorporate stretching and strength training and fitness and really movement into your day, because again, so many people aren't even getting dressed in the morning. Literally crawl out of bed. There's no incentive to take a shower. There's no incentive to even fiddle through your closet. I mean, this right here is some beneficial motion. Sliding your clothes to the side, reaching down to get your fancy tights out of your drawer. All of those things were lacking. So when you go from the bed, or you just bring your laptop into your bed, or just move across the house, all of a sudden these downsides are going to kick in. I've had a third friend commit suicide this year because government shut down his business and he's not participating in races and events and doing all the social things that he's accustomed to doing. And I'm not okay with that. And so for all of you watching, and I do see eyes, I need you to take your health, your mobility seriously. And so I'm going to keep popping back up live into all of your social media channels. You can mute me if you want, but I don't suggest it. But yeah, hopefully I can convince you that getting up and getting active is a priority. This could have taken 5 minutes, but I've been chit-chatting, so it's taken a little bit longer. But yeah, you got to get up, you got to move. Get a strap and put it by your laptop. So this is a fancy resistance band that fitness people buy. However, you could get a similar benefit by bringing out the belt of your bathrobe, a rope from your garage, a strap of any sort. And because next time we're going to do stretches with these bands, and oh my gosh, you want to talk about something that feels good? This, holy cow, this feels incredible. And yeah, if you want to be motivated by getting rid of pain, holy cow, this is one of the most powerful tools we have. It's $5. You can go on Amazon or Target or Walmart, or go into your local sports store, but almost everybody has resistance bands. You can buy a handful for $10, $15. They're a very small investment. I keep my bands with me wherever I go. I keep them in my Jeep. I keep them in my home gym. I keep them in my bedroom. They're in my living room. I'm very annoying to live with, just so you know, because I keep some of this stuff with me at all times when I travel. They're always in my luggage. And I do keep them in my laptop bag too, so I can stretch at the airport, which also makes me a cool girl out on the town. So I'd love for you to have these. So next time when I pop in, you can join in and you can get the benefit together. So without any further questions, anyone have anything they'd like to add? And you're welcome, Julie. Thank you. What a cutie pie. That's a really nice picture. You know what's very funny is the profile pictures kind of matter, right? Do you ever go on an Uber ride and your driver has a very scary face? I have a history of, I use lots and lots and lots of Ubers as I travel the country, and there's always this terrifying profile photo for my driver. And I just think, oh, and I look at their reviews and it'll say, 5,000 rides given. And what a great conversationalist. And this guy is super wonderful. And I think, okay, I don't know why he looks like, his profile picture looks like he's going to murder me. Why frown? But then he comes to get me, and they've all been really wonderful. And so, yeah, I don't know why the Uber doesn't require a smiley, gentle, pleasant profile picture, but they should. Katie, thanks for the stretch. Back to work. 12-mile bike ride on tap for this afternoon. That's awesome, Katie. Katie's training for, I believe, Olympic distance triathlon. So maybe, Katie, on the 17th at noon, tune in to hear some good advice from 6-time Ironman champion Mark Allen, who also is a really good guy and a super great coach. So if you can't watch live, we'll have it on replay available. But that's it, team. I'm going to giddy up. I'm actually going to get a massage now. Woohoo! I'm still rebounding from surgery last year and so forth. And I highly recommend physical therapists and massage therapists and actually acupuncture is pretty damn good too. But that's it. I'm going to go. I love you guys. Get bendy. Remember, set an alarm in your phone at the end of each hour. Just get up, do 5 minutes of stretching, and then reach back out to me and tell me how great you feel and how much you love me and why we should stretch more often together. All right. Bye, everybody. Happy day. Talk soon. Get to work.